What is going on, everyone? Platinum Bees coming at you with yet another video today. Today we're going to be taking a look at an article from Reuters.com. I will be linking this article in the description down below. But basically, this article is titled "Auto Industry's Chips Troubles Spoil Platinum Group Metals Party." So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, everyone, so I've got the article pulled up here today, and we're going to go ahead and dive right on into it. I will also, as I mentioned earlier, be linking this article in the description down below for your viewing pleasure. But basically, one thing is for sure, and we know that the auto industry has had a major chip shortage in their manufacturing process. Without those chips, they can't sell their vehicles nor really produce new vehicles. I mean, they can produce them without the chips, but they cannot let them leave the factory, basically, without the chips because they can't be sold without them. So that chip shortage has caused platinum group metals, yes, that includes platinum, palladium, and rhodium, to really take a hit in recent times. Now, we know that platinum and palladium and rhodium are used in the auto catalysts that are put into the automotive vehicles for emissions controls. But with the chip shortage causing so many delays on vehicles being produced, that inevitably makes the need for platinum, or at least the immediate need, go down substantially. So this article talks a little bit about that, and it describes why that may be one of the reasons why platinum group metals are all very much down. Palladium is very down, almost $1,000 from its yearly high. Platinum is down around $350, and palladium is down almost 50%. So let's go ahead and see what they have to say in this article today. So starting off, it says, Palladium has the best chance of rebounding from a rapid sell-off of precious metals used by the auto industry, but the longer a chip shortage hobbling vehicle production lasts, the weaker its recovery may be, analysts said. So basically, they believe that Palladium has the best chance of rebounding. Now, I know there's individuals who believe that the auto manufacturers are going to switch back from Palladium to platinum, and that very well could be, and I am not one against that type of thinking. However, I'm not completely sold on the idea, and I think it's still possible that they continue using palladium in the near-term future. So we could see a bounce back for palladium over platinum. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I'm not ruling it out entirely personally. It says here, palladium, rhodium, and platinum are embedded in vehicle exhaust. We know this to reduce harmful emissions, and prices have crumbled as manufacturers unable to get enough chips have cut output, reducing their need for the metals. So we could see a potential surplus of platinum this year. Now, that's a little misleading in that the surplus is caused by the reduce in demand, but that demand is going to go way up, and it's going to basically end up back where it was, is the general idea, so to speak. Basically, it says here what I already mentioned, how palladium and rhodium and platinum are all very, very much down from their recent yearly highs. And they showed the chart here as well that you can take a look at. And basically, as you can see, platinum was down, palladium was down, even rhodium was much lower than it was until the recent around a year or so. And they have all just straight fallen off a cliff, basically. Platinum is the least affected, and that has a lot to do with the fact that platinum is mainly just used in diesel automotive vehicles anyways, but it still is impacted nevertheless. Down here in the bottom of this article, it says more losses are possible in the near term, but a rebound could be on the horizon in 2022 and 2023, particularly for palladium, which, unlike platinum and rhodium, has suffered years of supply deficits, said Oliver Nugent, an analyst at Citi. So, palladium has suffered a greater deficit than platinum. That has to do a lot with the automotive manufacturers using palladium in most of the vehicles that they produce rather than platinum. So that is why, realistically speaking, we've seen palladium get hit very, very hard, as well as rhodium. Automakers have run down investors and inventories of finished vehicles to meet demand, and to replenish these when chips become available, they will have to overproduce. And that is where I believe we will see a very much rebound. Now, it's going to take a little while for those chips to start being pumped out at a regular rate. But once they do, the auto manufacturers are going to make more cars than they even know what to do with. Because of these delays, people have ordered new cars. And one mistake, I say mistake, but the thing with the auto manufacturers that they have done over the past years, they have announced new vehicles and told people that they can pre-order these new vehicles and things like that. I'm not one to do that personally. I've never been very fond of the idea of pre-ordering vehicles, but if you look at some of the pre-order numbers for some of the vehicles coming out from General Motors and the Ford Motor Company, you can see that there are tons of people who place orders for future deliveries of vehicles, and Ford and General Motors and other companies such as those are having to push back the release date and having to explain to their customers that they're having trouble sourcing certain parts, aka the chips, to put in the vehicles, so they're not going to be able to deliver at the time that they need. So, because this is hitting all of the auto manufacturers at the same time, the consumers are not able to just simply go to a different brand. It's hitting everyone. So there's no real out for this. So what are the consumers left with? Well, they have to wait. Once they are done waiting and the auto manufacturers are able to deliver the cars that have been ordered, there will continue to be people buying new cars, but they'll also be making those cars that are ordered. So we might see platinum, palladium, rhodium all go straight down. It might even go further down than what it currently is, in my opinion. But we're going to see an absolute skyrocket once they start manufacturing these vehicles mass producing wise. Down here, it talks a little bit more about how automakers consume around 80% of the roughly 10 million ounces of palladium used each year, 90% of the 1 million ounce rhodium market, and 40% of platinum demand of 8 million ounces a year. So those are interesting numbers to look at, because basically what you can get from this is that palladium, 80% of palladium mined is used in the automotive industry. That leaves 20% for investment demand, a little bit of jewelry. It's very little, mostly just coating and things like that, as well as some other uses, but it's just not anywhere near what the auto manufacturers use as far as the supply of palladium that is mined. 90% of the 1 million ounce rhodium market is used in the automotive industry. So that is extremely weighted on the automotive industry. So much so that if push came to shove and it really did boil down to everyone switching over to electric, we could see rhodium just become near worthless, really. I mean, it will always be a rare earth metal, but if it has no actual industrial use or it's not being used for industry, it really hasn't positioned itself as an investment metal to survive something such as that. But take a close look at this, guys. 40% of platinum demand of 8 million ounces a year. So 40% demand of 8 million ounces. So some quick math here. Half would be about 4 million ounces. So we're looking at about, of the 8 million ounces a year that are mined of platinum, around 3.5 or so million of those ounces are used in the automotive industry. But the other 5.5, or whatever the number is, are used in other facets. So these numbers really show an argument for platinum much more over palladium and rhodium, because if the automotive manufacturers no longer need it for their catalytic converters and things like that and emissions controls, there's still 60% of the market that's going to need that platinum. So it will continue to be mined and it will continue to have value. So take that as you will, but those are some interesting numbers to look at. Again, I'm not against palladium. I'm not even really against rhodium, but they are extremely speculative plays. Whereas platinum is a whole lot more safe, in my opinion. Because if you just take this 40% and you look at this 80 and 90%, you're twice as likely to secure your money in platinum than you are to have it secured in palladium and rhodium as far as holding its value and continuing to grow in value. Down here it says around 7 million fewer light vehicles will be produced this year than initially thought. Consultants, LMC Automotive estimated in a report published by precious metal refiners and traders Heraeus on Thursday. And down here we can see that it says most of these would have contained a combustion engine. Each million such vehicles uses around 150 to 100,000 ounces of palladium, 40,000 to 50,000 ounces of platinum, and 8,000 to 10,000 ounces of rhodium, said William Swartz, a consultant at Metals Focus. And as you can see here, they have a nice little chart here that shows the use of platinum group metals by automakers. Palladium is way up there in the sky. Platinum is at a decent level, and rhodium is very low. Although rhodium is just so extremely rare, that's why it has the price it does. Down here it says, however, automakers are working to save money by replacing palladium with cheaper platinum and moving towards electric vehicles that have no exhaust fumes to clean. That means the longer the shortage takes to resolve, the less likely palladium and rhodium are to return to their record levels, said Nikki Shields at MKS Pamp Group, an industrial and trading service company. So a lot of people have been theorizing that the auto manufacturers will be switching back to platinum. Because of this chip shortage and the low production of auto manufacturers' vehicles being produced, this could be a great opportunity for the auto manufacturers to do just that, switch back to platinum from palladium. It would save them money, and it would give them a time period where they're not making very many vehicles anyways, so they can spend time while they're waiting on those chips to research and design new catalytic converters and new parts for their future vehicles that will take use of platinum over palladium. But yeah, guys, that's what I have for you today. It's definitely an interesting article. Again, I will be linking this in the description down below for you to look at on your own time. But definitely give it a check out if you want to. With all that being said, be sure to like this video. Please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Do you think the auto manufacturers are going to switch back? What are your thoughts on this whole idea and theory going on in the investment world? What are your outlooks for platinum group metals going forward? Palladium, rhodium, and platinum. I know most people don't stack palladium or rhodium, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on the metals regardless. With all that being said, guys, I appreciate everyone for stopping by and watching the video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not already so you can stay up to date with future updates on my channel. And with all that being said, until next time, we'll see y'all.